Hi, so I want to take a few minutes to talk about something, and I'm usually more private about this, but I've been seeing a lot more people be vulnerable, and I'm going to try this and see what happens. So, one of the reasons I am writing a book on dark personalities and how they tap into people is because I've been surrounded by a lot of dark personalities in my life. Practically almost everybody in my life had some sort of trait and was just not willing to, and I ended up being the one that I questioned a lot, and so a lot of times those personalities do not like it when you question them. And I'm going to talk about one story in particular. I remember when the person who looks kind of orangish or yellowish first was coming into office, and I had a friend that was really triggered by it. And I was like, I knew a lot of people were really triggered by it. That was like the first time. And I just had to it wouldn't let myself get triggered by it. And I remember we kind of stopped talking for a little bit because they were just really, really triggered by it. Well, one of the reasons I didn't allow myself to get too triggered by it was because there were a lot of characteristics about him that reminded me of my biological father. And I didn't really tell anybody. Only a few people around me, very close people, knew that. When I looked at him, I saw a lot of the same things that were in my biological father. A lot of the same tendencies, spiritual tendencies, whatever you want to call it. And it was really challenging to even watch him, to look at him for years. I saw it. And I just couldn't handle other people's triggers at that time. And I just had to kind of step back and just say, I can't do anything, and maybe I didn't handle the situation well. But a lot of this has really been challenging for me because of that. And so what I'm doing is I'm turning it around and I'm talking about how they tap into people, because I've watched it. I've watched how they tap into people. I've watched how people believe them and what language they're using, because I've been studying belonging for a long time. And this is part of belonging. I've been studying how they need belonging and how they create belonging in a toxic way, because everybody needs belonging. And so at this point, that's going to be my vulnerable piece. And I'm just going to see how it goes, because I am just taking a risk. I mean, I've watched a lot of influencers take this risk, and I'm not doing this so I can be an influencer. I'm just doing this so that I can share why this book is so vital and so important, and why it's so hard, challenging to write at times. Because there are some things I'm breaking down that are just intense things. And there's some scholarly things in there too, a lot of scholarly stuff, which can be heavy, heavy duty. So on that note, I'm just sharing this, and please be kind. Please don't say mean things like, do you need the exorcist or a priest? Well, priest wouldn't be the one. Do you need a specialist that's an exorcist to come out and help you? I'm being kind of snarky and silly. And no, I do not. But that's just, it's been a challenge. It's been a real challenge. And I didn't tell that person back then. I haven't told a lot of people what I'm dealing with. A lot of people just don't know. I keep it very private. I keep my life very private because of these things. And there's reasons why. A lot of times people tend to blame you for other people's misdoings, whether it's your parents, whether it's your children. They don't see you separate. And that's part of the problem. They don't listen to you. They listen to the person who's toxic, and they just assume that you were a part of making them toxic, or they assume you're toxic just because you're in their lives or they had you, which is really sad. So on that note, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.